Welcome, everybody. Who is ready for day three? Today, I'm going to teach you how to achieve your wealth potential. Your wealth potential. What is your wealth potential? How much do you think is your potential to earn every month or every year? Not that what you're doing right now, obviously. What is the potential? Do you have the potential? We all do. It's limitless. Yeah, I think a lot of celebrities at some point got into Kabbalah. I don't know why, but it's just a beautiful spiritual way of being. And I love that. It's just something that I'm studying right now, and I'm teaching incorporating it with teachings of Bob Proctor and helping my clients. One of the things that Bob always taught to hundreds of thousands and millions of people, really huge corporations. Prudential Insurance is one of the biggest. I don't know how big they are right now, but at the time when Bob Proctor was helping them, they were really, really big. Prudential Insurance company. And Bob helped them to multiply their sales and their income within just less than a year, like crazy numbers. He helped IBM when IBM was big. He helped so many other different big, huge corporations, individuals, different industries. One of the things that he taught people and he taught us as his coaches to teach people is how to earn what you make in 1 year to make it in 1 month. So he said how to turn your annual income into a monthly income. And when people first hear that, they don't believe it, they kind of question it, and that's okay because you haven't done that before. It might be hard to understand the concept if it's the first time you're hearing that. But we know that if one person can do something, we all can do that too. Because our spiritual DNA is perfect and our spiritual DNA is the same, and we are all from the same source. It's up to us. So someone else might be doing something really amazing that we want to do it too, but we think they have something special. They don't have anything special. They just develop their talents and abilities, and you can do it too if you decide. So if other people have turned their annual income into their monthly income, you can do it too. Who wants to earn what they are earning in a year right now in 1 month? In 1 month. Who wants to do that? 12 times more income. And that's just the beginning. That's just the start. Bob, when he started understanding this material, when someone helped him, a guru, a coach appeared in his life, the same way that I'm appearing in your life, someone gave him a book and coached him. He said he was losing all the time. He was a fireman, and he was earning $4,000 and he was owing six. So he was always in debt. He said, how did he call himself? He said, I was a lost case in all areas of life: bad attitude, poor attitude, drinking, being in debt all the time, not being happy, always sick, always having a cold. And someone helped him. Someone saw that he's suffering, he's going down the hill, and it was a nice gentleman, helped him, coached him. Within 1 year, that's Bob's story. Within 1 year, from earning $4,000, he started earning $175,000. That's way more than 12 times more income. 1 year, from 4,000 to $175,000. And then within 5 years, he started to earn $1 million. And it just exploded from there, and he started his company and earned multi-million dollars, and his company still, after he's passed away, it's still going on. And he really became fascinated, and he said, I have to understand what changed in me. What did I do? How can I teach people what to do? So that's what he taught for 60 something years. And he said, if I can do it, each and every one of you can do it. He was a high school drop-off. His family were always struggling financially. He said he was not the smartest person in the room. So if he could do it, you can do it too. Tell me in the chat box, please, if you are clear about your C-type goal. We talked about the C-type goal day one. That's the first step. We need to have a goal, clear vision of where we are going, and it has to be our dream, our fantasy, what really aligns with our soul, and it needs to be really clear. The mind is a goal-seeking mechanism. It goes after what you give it. If you are not clear about your goal, you won't be able to achieve it. Who thinks you have the potential and it's possible for you to achieve your C-type goal? Say yes or no in the chat box, please. Do you think it is possible? Even though you're not there now, is it possible to get there? Is it possible for you to achieve your C-type goal? So yes, the possibility is there. The potential is there. And why aren't you, or why haven't you been able to achieve your goal? Do you know what is the reason from what we talked about yesterday? Why do you think you haven't been able to achieve your dream, your desire, that dream that when you think about it, it makes you so excited, energized? Why aren't you there? Whose fault is it? Your ex fault. No, I'm kidding. That's not your ex fault. Yes, paradigm. It's not the government, it's not the economy, it's not your partner, it's not your parents, it's not your children, it's not the competition in the marketplace. Don't give power to anything outside of you. You've got all the power within you. The problem that you haven't been able to achieve your goal is your paradigm. And what is a paradigm? Paradigm is a system, is a program in your mind that is controlling all your habitual behavior. And almost all of your behavior is habitual. So listen to what I just said. That's really important. Paradigm is a program that is controlling your habitual behavior, and almost all of your behavior is habitual. 97% of what we do all day, every day is habitual. The way we think, the way our belief system, the way we see the world, how injustice it is, how hard it is, the way we think about money, the kind of person we are, how we behave. 97% is the same as yesterday and last year and 5 years ago. It's the paradigm. Yes, and I believe we're all in the midst of a paradigm shift. And when these shifts come, thanks for great comments, by the way, everybody. When the shifts come, it's dark and light come at the same time. It cannot be light without dark. So we just want to pay really close attention, especially these days, to be with the light. What do I mean? I don't want to get too woo-woo or spiritual here, because we're all entrepreneurs who focus on business, but I love spirituality and I love to talk about it. But there is a lot of darkness in the world because there is a lot of light wanting to come in. And we have to really pay attention. What are we focusing on? Are we focusing on the darkness, negativity, or are we focusing on the light? Who are you surrounding yourself with? All successful people know this saying that you become like the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. Who are you spending your time with? You have to be, all of us, me included, Bob was the same. We have to be in an environment like this every single day, if not every day, at least weekly. Why? Because the majority of the world, the society, is not in this kind of environment. There is a lot of negativity. There is news. There is ignorance. Ignorance means not knowing, not understanding. And so if you are not surrounded with people like this, in this kind of information, by default, you're going to fall back to how the masses are, the majority of people, struggling all the time, having money issues all the time, having relationship issues all the time. We don't want that. So the paradigm is a system, is a program you've been born with. It's through genetic. Forgive your parents. They gave it to you. They didn't know better. It's through your upbringing. But the good news is you can change it. You can change it. One of the things I want to teach you today is self-image. Beautiful concept. Who is familiar with the book Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz? Yes, I see a few hands up. Awesome. So, self-image, what is a self-image? Self-image is within your paradigm. So, you know how the paradigm is this programming that controls all your life, your behavior? Paradigm, let me tell you what paradigm controls. A few things. Paradigm, it's such a beautiful concept. I just hope that you're really paying attention here, even if you're watching the recording. Paradigm controls your perspective, your perception. That's why one event can happen and two people can have absolutely different perspective about the same event. I give you an example. Some time ago, not long time ago, there was a fire in somewhere in States and so many people lost their home. The home turned into ashes. A reporter goes to a neighborhood and starts interviewing people who lost their home. Everything lost, everything was burned down. It was disaster, like natural disaster. The reporter interviews two families in the same neighborhood. The first family, when the reporter asked them, how do you feel? What happened? They are crying, they are devastated, and they say, we lost everything. The house that we've had for many years, and we built our beautiful home, all our furniture, all our belongings. We are so devastated. What are we going to do? We lost everything. That's one perspective. And the reporter goes to another neighbor, interviews them. They're holding each other's hands. They're a couple, a young couple. And the reporter asks them how they feel. They say, obviously, it's a disaster, it's shocking, but we are so grateful we have each other. We lost our home, but we have each other. Like, we are healthy, we didn't die. That's another perspective. It's always up to you if you are looking at glass half full or half empty. But it's really hard to change that when we don't understand that there is a paradigm controlling our perspective. There is a paradigm controlling our point of view. Have you seen people who are always complaining about something? There's always something wrong. No matter what they do, they change jobs, they change relationships, they immigrate, they go to another country. They always complain. That's their perspective. They are focused on what is not working. And on the other hand, there are people who are always happy no matter what the situation is. They are not necessarily always the wealthiest, but they are always grateful. Why? Because they find what is working for them in every moment and every time. Even if you're going through the hardest time of your life right now, there is always something to be grateful for. Yes or no? The fact that you woke up today, so many people didn't wake up today. I don't know statistically what is that number, but it's a crazy big number. There are a lot of people who don't wake up every morning, they die. You woke up, you are breathing, you have a home. How many people are homeless? What are you focused on? The more you focus on the things that you have, the higher your vibration gets. And then believe me, you're going to start seeing new things, new connections, new resources, and your life is going to get better. Your business is going to get better. It's not that you're going to get to a certain success in your business and certain amount of money, and then you're going to become happy and have a great attitude in life. It's the other way around. You have to find a way to start feeling amazing every single day as much as possible. And then your business is going to shift. The clients is going to come. The sales are going to go up. I talked to so many of you. You said you feel stuck. Who feels stuck? Who feels like it's so hard? It's almost, I'm almost there. It feels I'm almost there, right? I know so many of you, the majority of you. Why is that? It is the paradigm. It is your programming. It is your self-image. So let me explain the self-image. And also, by the way, before I explain self-image, first of all, I really feel like 1 hour is not enough at all. I have so much to teach and so much to give you guys that I feel like I didn't finish everything yesterday. We didn't go through the worksheets yesterday. We're gonna hopefully go do that today. But I hope you're doing it on your own. I hope you are going over the worksheets on your own. And if you have questions, send it to me, please. But I wanted to say for the people who I talked to already, and so many of you I've already talked to, if you haven't booked your calls with me yet, please go ahead and do so. It's very beneficial for you. A lot of you said that you feel stuck, and a lot of you said that you're not sure if you're on the right path. That's what happens when things get hard. You lose the momentum, you feel stuck, you feel like things are not moving, there is no flow, and you start questioning yourself, of course. And that is why I am a believer in momentum. Momentum is so important, especially if you're at the beginning stages of your business. Even if you're not at the beginning stage of your business, at any moment of time, the sooner you change the momentum, the better. If you take too long, it's just gonna get harder and you're gonna start losing your faith in yourself and in your journey and in your business. I don't want that for you. So take action. I talked to a few of you. You already decided you're joining the program. I'm so grateful, so excited to have our inner circle starting together. Some of you just giving yourself some time till Friday. That's totally fine. Some of you said, I'm going to start next year. Don't do that to yourself. My clients, my past clients, always, when they're going through some hard time in life, they go back to the related lesson. There are 12 lessons in total that I'm going to go over for 6 months. It's a program with lifetime access. And it's a program based on studying of decades of most successful people in the world. Don't you want to know how to change your paradigm? Let's change your momentum before you get more discouraged, more bitter, more disappointed, and God forbid you just settle for a job that you don't like just because you need the money. Don't do that to yourself. I want to share with you a short video of Bob. Who wants to see Bob? Yes, let's watch his video. He's always so inspiring. His energy, I love when he teaches. And by the way, let me tell you, I've been studying some sort of lesson from Bob for the last few years, every single day. And I recently incorporated the weekends as well. You have to. There is no other way you can become successful in this world if you're not in this kind of environment. So let me share my screen. So this is about self-image, what we're going to talk about today. Do you see my screen? Yes? Okay, good.
You know, in 1960, Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a cosmetic surgeon and plastic surgeon.
Oh, not too fast. One sec. Okay, there you go.
You know, in 1960, Dr. Maxwell Maltz, a cosmetic surgeon
Can you hear it?
Plastic surgeon, came out with a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Interesting name, isn't it? Psyche being Greek for mind, cybernetics being the science of control and communication in the animal and in some machine. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, what we're really saying is you've got a control mechanism in your mind, and it's going to determine what comes into your life, and it's going to determine how well you do whatever you do. We refer to it as an image. It's a self-image. You see, Dr. Maxwell Maltz was doing cosmetic surgery on people. Maybe they had a huge bump on their nose or a distasteful scar in their face. And he would remove this or build a nice little nose, whatever that is, or he would remove the scar, and he noticed that there was quite a difference in the person's appearance. But he also noticed sometimes there was a great psychological change. They not only looked different, they felt and acted different. But he said this didn't always happen. He said sometimes, regardless of how successful the physical operation might have been, there was no psychological change. And this led him to postulate that we have two images. We have the one that we project to the world. It's the way we dress, walk, talk, comb our hair, do whatever we do. And the other is the picture that we hold inside. Now, ultimately, the picture that we hold inside definitely shows on the outside. You see, if you have a negative or a bad image of yourself, your results are going to be a reflection of it. Your results are always a reflection of what's going on inside. Now, this image is built, well, it's built genetically, it's passed along in the genes, and then it's built in your little life to a very large degree. A child that's raised with praise grows up to be a very confident adult. A child that's raised with criticism grows up to be a very insecure human being. Now, the confident individual has an understanding of who they are, of the dynamics of their personality, their spirituality. They understand the power of their mind. They understand something about themselves, and they like themselves. They have a good opinion of themselves, or you could say they have a good image. The person that doesn't understand themselves, that is super critical of themselves, that feels inferior, that person has a poor image. Now, regardless of what image we hold, I am of the opinion we can improve upon it. I was creating a program. I am working on a program right now. I have taught it a couple of times. It's called Your Spiritual DNA is Perfect. It requires no modification. It requires no improvement. You see, right at the center of your consciousness is an image of perfection. I am totally in agreement with the idea that you and I have been created in God's image. We have marvelous creative faculties, but they're so buried in virus code and in false concepts that it's only on a rare occasion that that perfection sees the light of day. It's our responsibility to get rid of those paradigms, get rid of those viruses, get rid of those insecurities, those doubts about ourselves, so that the perfection shines through. Now, how do we do this? Well, I found that the more you study you, the better the image you're going to have of yourself. And that image is vitally important. It operates much like a thermostat in a room. It controls the temperature of the room. Or it operates like the automatic pilot on a plane or on a rocket. You know, it's been stated that a rocket fails its way to the moon. There's a cybernetic mechanism. And the second it goes off course, the cybernetic mechanism brings it back on course. Well, if the room temperature happens to drop from, let's say, 70 degrees down to 66, it's in the north and it's cold outside, the thermostat will pick up the deviation from that set goal. It sends a message to the furnace, the fire and the fan's turned on until the room temperature is brought back under control at 70 degrees. Someone must have left the front door open and the cold air blew in. We close the door, we don't have to do anything. The thermostat will automatically activate the furnace, activate the fan, bring the room temperature back to 70 degrees. Let's say a pilot leaves Chicago, Illinois, and the flight plan is to take them to LAX or Los Angeles International Airport. Well, the automatic pilot is set, and that plane is flying on course for LAX. Now, if it gets hit some big turbulence, it'll get knocked off course, but the cybernetic mechanism brings it right back on course. And it's off course, back on, off course, back on course. Well, you see, you and I have a self-image. And when we deviate from that, it brings us right back on course again. Let's suppose a person has a fat image, and they're going to go on a diet. Your subconscious mind is programmed to find whatever you lose. They lose 10 pounds. You know what the cybernetic mechanism does? Brings them right back on course again. They'll find the 10 pounds. Let's suppose it's a salesperson, and the salesperson is selling, let's say, $100,000 of whatever it is a month, about $1 million to a year in sales. And let's suppose their sales happens to drop off one month to about 70,000. Do you know the next month it'll bring it right back on course? They probably go up to 130, but it'll bring them back on course. At the end of the year, they'll have their $1 million too. Let's suppose a person's income is $50,000 a year, and something happens to knock it down to 30. It'll bring it right back to 50. Now, this is almost like magic if you don't understand it. But when you do understand it, it makes an awful lot of sense. You see, in your subconscious mind, part of your paradigm is an image of yourself. It controls the way you walk, it controls the way you talk, it controls the way you meet and greet other people. This image of ourself literally controls our life. When Maltz came out with this idea, it was considered the greatest psychological discovery of his generation. All kinds of lives were changed from that book. In fact, you might want to get the book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. It's a phenomenal book. Great information in it. Now, how do we change our self-image? Well, first of all, we have to understand that we have an image in our subconscious mind. In fact, our life operates by images.
How did you like it? How did you like the video? Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah, nice. Yeah, I highly recommend you get the book. It's a very powerful book, Psycho-Cybernetics, and it's about the self-image. And I like the example that he gives when he talks about losing weight. How many people do you know or have you met that they want to lose weight, and you see them next year, you see them in 10 years, they're still on that journey. They're still trying to lose weight. They're on all different kind of diets. They're really trying. They exercise. They are on diet. They are not enjoying themselves, but it is not working for them. Or you see them 1 year, they look amazing. They've lost weight. You see them in 2 years, they've gained the weight again. Why is that? It's not because of what they eat. It's not because of the amount of exercise they do. And I'm sure you've met people that they eat a lot and you never see them gain weight. Have you met people like that? So it's all about the self-image and how we see ourselves in our mind, not that how we put ourselves out there. What is your idea about yourself? How confident do you think you are? Do you think you're a super confident person, or do you think you're a little bit shy? Do you think you are an introvert or an extrovert? These labels that we give ourselves. Someone at some point decided that we are an introvert, and they planted that seed into our mind. And we were in a couple of situations and gatherings, and we felt that's right. Maybe that person is an extrovert. Maybe that means I'm an introvert. And then we label ourselves, and we believe that for the rest of our life. Belief is just a thought that you kept thinking for a while, and you can change that. You can decide as of today, whatever it is that you're thinking, write it down right now. What is it that you want to change about yourself? Make a decision right here, right now. That used to be me. Up until now, that's not me anymore. Shy, introverted, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-love, always failing, always losing. Life is hard. Someone said something about, I am the one who's doing the hard work all the time yesterday. They said it in the comment. I'm not sure if they're here today. That is your belief. And exactly that's what you're seeing in your life reflecting back to you, because that's your belief. But you can change that, my friend. That's your self-image. That's how you see yourself. You are the only person who's doing the hard work in your family. Change that. And change starts how? How do you change that? Bob was explaining, and I paused the video because I want to explain. How do you change your self-image? First of all, you make a decision that it is possible for you. You can change your self-image. However you see yourself right now, and then you are not happy with that, you make a decision you want to change it. And if you don't know what is your self-image, yes, the 80-20 rules. I love that. It's 20% of people do 80% of the work. And also for you guys individually, 20% of what you are doing right now, figure out what that is. That is only what you need to be successful. 80% of what you're doing is probably just waste of time. Focus on the 20% of the needle moving activities in your business. Don't be busy. Busyness is not business. Don't be just busy doing things. It's so easy to be busy these days. There's always something to do, something to learn, social media, post. To be intentional about what you're doing. So some of you might not know what is your self-image. You might say, okay, I know maybe I'm a little bit this, a little bit that, but I don't know what is my self-image. Look at your results. Results always tell the truth, Bob said. Yes, just choose to be productive and also do the things that are needle moving, not just doing the things to be busy. So look at your results, your income, your business, the level of happiness. We are so focused on the business and making money and happiness. Guys, that's the ultimate thing that we all want. Why do we want the money? Why do we want the success? Why do we want whatever we want? At the root of it, when we go deep down, because I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to travel, I want to have a home, I want to have beautiful relationships, because I want to help, because I want to contribute. But even if you go deeper layer than that, because these things give you a good feeling. You feel good, you feel happy, you want to be happy. So if you're looking at your result in life, the amount of money, success, the level of happiness, any result in your life, look at your life, look at everything, all your relationships, material stuff, the state of happiness, all is a mirror and a reflection of your internal self-image. If you don't like that, what is happening in your life, if you don't like the results, if you feel stuck, if you feel life is hard, if you're not making the amount of money you want to make, or if you lost a lot of money, I talked to some of you, you've lost a lot of money recently, that's just a reflection of something going on inside of you. But don't blame yourself, don't be hard on yourself. You can always gain it back. So many people, like, who do you know in like big names, like I know Donald Trump just came to mind, or a lot of other people who have lost millions and billions of dollars and gained it back and even more in a short period of time. Isn't that fascinating? How did that happen? Because it's this their self-image. So each and every one of us have a financial thermostat. We all have a financial thermostat, meaning we are used to some sort of lifestyle, some amount of money in our life. We are used to that. That's why when you look at people, majority of people, year after year and decade after decade, they almost live the same kind of lifestyle. They're either struggling with money or are average or are rich. It all comes from inside. We all have a thermostat, financial thermostat. And the thing is, no one can change that for you, but you can change it for yourself. So you can change your self-image. Who wants to know how to change the self-image? Yes, we all want to know how to change the self-image. Does it happen overnight? It might. I don't know how strong, how manifester you are. Did it happen overnight for me? No. It took me a while. It took me a while. And I tell you a little short story about myself before we get into how to change the self-image. I was just thinking to share this with you. So when I'm doing these events, just recently, this is not how I used to run these events. This is actually, I think, the first time because that I'm getting more involved in spirituality. I ask God, I ask the creator to use me as a channel to share with you guys whatever you need to hear, whatever is going to help you in your life journey. All of you who are watching live and all of you who are watching the recording. So that's why I don't have any notes prepared. So I'm asking God to use my words, use my mind, use my energy to transfer to you guys whatever you need at this time of your life to hear. I just had a dream and so maybe that's the quality you need to develop a little bit. Just be stubborn because that's how I was. I was stubborn. I'm like, I am not gonna live a mediocre, average life. I want to have a business that is making an impact. I want to change lives. My goal right now, I want to change billions of lives. The number of people on this Zoom call, I appreciate each and every one of you so much. I want to have 1,000 times more than this. And it's not to feed my ego, it is to feed my soul purpose. I want to help. I want to uplift humanity. I want to change people's lives because I know, in my heart, I know it is possible for you. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. I came from Iran. English is not my first language. My family is not busy. I don't have entrepreneur parents. When I first came to Canada, I had a 9 to 5 job and I wanted to quit and start my own business. My dad, my mom, my whole family were saying, don't do that. You're crazy. You have an income. You want to give that up and do what? Coaching? What does it even mean? My mom still says, how do I explain to our relatives what is it that you exactly do? And I'm like, just tell them I'm a teacher. I don't know. Who cares? And I always had a dream to have the freedom of time and location. And I do that. Taralim here is my amazing friend. She knows I travel to her. She used to live in Costa Rica. I left, went to Costa Rica. I stayed there for 2 months and a half, just a few months ago, traveling around, having my laptop with me, serving, having clients, making money, and seeing beautiful places, going to the ocean. This is my dream life that I am living right now. And I am telling you, I am just an example. God has put me on your path right here, right now, today, to prove it to you that if it is possible for a woman from a third world country with no background in business or finances or English not even being her first language, doing what she's doing, being financially free, location free, having my own schedule, being my own boss, making the money that I want to make, buying brands if I want to buy brands, having my dream car, and being really fulfilled. Most importantly, being fulfilled. I wake up excited every morning. I say, thank you, God, for another opportunity that I get to help and serve. That's nothing happens by accident. You're not here live or watching the recording just by accident. This is God telling you it is possible for you to go after your dreams. So please do so. Please go after your dreams. Don't question yourself. It is possible for you. I am no one special. I don't have any special talent. I'm just stubborn and I believe in myself and I fail and I get up and I fall down and I get up again. Failing, you're not a failure if you continue. Did you hear what Bob said? He said the rocket ship fails its way to the moon, its way to the moon. It's not a straight line. So failing is just part of the process. The way to change your self-image, first of all, you decide that the result you're getting in your life, you don't like it. And if you want to change the result, now you know that you have to go within and change your self-image. So first of all, you make a decision. Second of all, you take a pen and paper, you write down the kind of person you intend to become. And you write it down as if it is happening right now. So this is what I learned from Bob. You write it in a present tense. I am. I am successful. This is what I'm doing in my business. This is what I am. These are the kind of people that I am impacting. This is the amount of money I am making. This is how I am conducting myself. This is how I am behaving. This is my relationship. This is how my relationships, friendship, romantic relationship look like. This is how I wake up in the morning. This is my morning routine. This is my evening routine. I go to the gym. I really take care of my health. I am outgoing. I am influential. I am a leader. I am. I am is powerful. The most powerful two words in the whole universe. I am. Pay attention to what you say. Sometimes we don't even know what we say because we are so used to it. Oh, I'm so tired. I used to say, and I was kind of proud of that. I used to say, I'm a hard worker. And I worked hard and I worked so hard with no result, like minimum result. And now the less, I'm not saying I don't work, I work, like especially this week, I worked a lot. But the week before, prior to that, and the week prior to that, I have a beautiful assistant, Azal. She was messaging some of you guys on LinkedIn. I delegated a lot to her and I decided to not to work more than my capacity, work as much as it feels good. Some people you can work 8 hours and feel great. Some people you can work 12 hours and feel great. Don't push yourself. Work as much as it feels good to you because it's not about the hard work again. Everything is energy. There is a lot happening that we don't see. You know, there is much more happening that we don't see compared to what we do see. Do you know that? Our five senses are very limited. There are thought energies going around. There are our intention, our energy, our vibration. There is a lot happening in a spiritual world, vibrational world, thought energy world that we do not see, but just because we don't see it, like air, doesn't mean that it does not exist. So you write down the kind of person you want to be. But what other thing that I personally learned recently, and this is the first time I'm sharing it publicly, aside from my YouTube video that I shared recently. I never shared this before because I was experimenting with it. I wanted to make sure that it is really actually working. And it is. And I think it is working faster than writing it down in the present tense. But I am curious. I want you to do it and let me know. I realized you don't need to necessarily write it down. You can say it in your head. That's what I do. I go for walks. I love walking in nature. Recently, I feel like my body wants me to be in nature. So when I go for walks, instead of saying things in the present tense that I want, I say things as if they've already happened and it's in the past. And I am now in the future. So let me try to explain. So let's say I go for a walk today. I'm walking and I'm saying it in my head that I am so happy that I am living this life. And few days ago, that's an example. Few days ago, I attracted this many number of clients, and they're all amazing, ideal coaching clients. And this is the amount of money that I made last month. So I look at it as if it's in the past, it's already happened, and I am in the future. I try to connect with my future self. I don't want to confuse you guys too much. You look a little bit confused. So don't worry. Just think about who you want to be and write it down as if it's already happened. And connect with that version. That's how you change your self-image. And sometimes the hardest thing to change about self-image is that the people who are close to us, our partner, our family, our children, let me tell you something, no one wants to see you change. And you know why? It's because they don't know how to deal with the new version of you. They are just used to your old version. But you have to do it for yourself. You have to be really strong in that. You have to really decide that you want to become a new version of you, and they're going to use to your new version. Don't worry about it. Fear and faith both demand you believe in something that you cannot see. So it's something that you cannot see, it's in the future, and it's totally up to you. If you choose fear and you hold back and you continue getting the same results month after month and year after year, or you choose faith, you tell the universe, I'm ready. I'm taking action. I'm joining thinking into results because I know there is something here for me. I know that I cannot change things much on my own. I have tried. I've read books. I've watched YouTube videos. I joined free events. I know that things have not been changing and moving that much. I know I need help. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to let you go. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this session.